Let's pull 3 cards for your day. Today I'm using the Rider-Waite deck this morning, and it's Tuesday the 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. First card, Queen of Cups. So this is the second time we've seen Queen of Cups this week. The other time was in the other deck, in the Morgan Greer deck. So just to compare and contrast here, you can see that this Queen in Rider-Waite is a little bit more elaborate, and she's sitting in this intricate stone throne that's sitting on the edge of a beach. Normally we don't have stone thrones appearing on beaches, so this tells us that you are carrying your emotional mastery with you wherever you go. She's got one toe in the water, she's comfortable on the land, all these brightly colored stones under her feet. So whether she's swimming in her own emotional depths or navigating other people's emotions even, she knows how to do that. She's comfortable there. And when it's time to return to dry land, to our intellectual landscape, and do analysis or logistical planning or any of those things, you have mastery in both of those realms. This Queen is comfortable either way. And I want to call your attention to this relic or this trophy or royal icon, whatever it is she's holding in her hands here, because it always reminds me of a little robot, which I guess we could interpret to say that your wisdom is hard-earned over time, and it comes from the most organic parts of you, but it also can be applied to the more mechanical, more logistical, more rational physical world as needed. You've got this at your disposal. It's in your hands all the time. So your emotions don't run you around. Your head knows when to step in and evaluate. This is a really grounded and positive card. Let's see what card number 2 has to say. And second card gives us the Lovers and the reverse today. So yesterday our first card was the Lovers upright, if I'm not mistaken. And yesterday I told you that the Lovers card did not feel like it was relationship related to me. Today, this does feel like a relationship question, and it feels like a choice between a relationship and some other opportunity. And so the reversal here speaks to me of either indecision or some values that are out of alignment. And the key to navigating that might be returning to this Queen of Cups stance, combining head and heart to tease out what the real meaning of the choice is to you. We've been talking about this all week, about there's some decision you're trying to make and you're pulled in 2 different directions and they're not very compatible. So we need to return to that Queen of Cups stance and kind of not tamp down the emotions, but assign them their proper level of influence over our decision making. I always kind of tend myself to follow my heart when the head has some other ideas, because I know my intellect to be a little bit heady and dry, a little bit too full of itself sometimes. So knowing that about myself, I will defer to the heart if it comes right down to it. I'm not suggesting that that's also true for you, but you would know better than I whether your head tends to be overactive and to point you toward things that are safer or that are more logical. When your heart really wants to do something that would fill it with joy and vitality. Remember, we had the word vitality yesterday. So you have, again, this tough decision to make here, and the Lovers are telling us that you've been putting it off because the head and heart are either out of balance, maybe they're having a little argument with each other, or something just hasn't kind of lined up for you yet. That will continue today, but understand that whatever decision you end up finally making, it's going to be divinely supported. Notice this angel who in the upside down presentation is kind of creating a canopy for them to fall into. There is a safety net beneath you, so no matter what happens, you're protected. It's just a matter of exploring the options before you leap. And third card gives us the 9 of Pentacles, also reversed. Okay, so I'm sensing that this choice is between something your heart really wants and a sense of security, a sense of having everything you need. Perhaps there's a scarcity mindset that's coming into this choice that you're contemplating, and you're afraid that if you follow the heart, then you're going to lose your wealth, lose your security, lose your viability financially going forward, or in some kind of material manner. 9 is a number that's on the cusp of completion being the 10. So this choice is becoming kind of ponderous, like it needs to be made pretty soon. Again, I'll refer you back to the Queen. There's a fear of scarcity, could be coloring your thinking. If you tease out the long-term potential consequences of making this choice, be sure that you're not choosing between a false dichotomy. Sometimes it seems like we have only, black or white, one choice or the other, but there could be a third choice. There could be many choices. There could be some combination of choices that would solve the issue here without lapsing into damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thinking. Even though this card is reversed, it does suggest that there is wealth, abundance promised. I shouldn't say wealth because that always conjures money, but it could be creative wealth. It could be communal wealth, things like that. Because life is not about money, about chasing it, accumulating it, hoarding it. It's about using it wisely as a container for energetic exchange. To put it a little more simply, scarcity mindset may be obscuring your perception of abundance in this situation. Fear of losing your security, whether it's financial, emotional, or otherwise, could be impacting your approach to this choice. The wealth you need is already available, but maybe something like anxiety is getting in the way of seeing where that is going forward. So to sum up our reading today, the Queen of Cups tells you you have the emotional mastery, and it's been integrated to approach this choice in the way that makes the most sense and is right for you. You have the capacity to balance your heart and your mind. Your emotional intelligence is a reliable guide for your decision making today. The Lover's reverse tells me there may be some internal misalignment, probably between the heart and the head. So the head, the intellectual part of you, might be a little overactive here, keeping you in a scarcity mindset and delaying your choice. So you're standing at the threshold of this choice that needs to be made, but fear of loss perhaps is creating some paralysis. And like I said, the Queen of Cups reminds you, you already have the capacity to deal with this. So shore up your strength, sit on your throne, call forth your queen, and decide, because this 9 tells us you're on the cusp of making this decision and it's time. Let me know in the comments if this resonates for you or if you have any questions. Like, follow, and share, and I'll see you tomorrow.